Hello, world. Okay, this is the week I said I would talk about quantum creation and how to source a new reality for the world. And it's a topic near and dear to my heart. I've been doing some interviews. People have been interviewing me lately about this kind of topic. And so I thought I'd spend a little bit of time this week here on my timeline. I'm going to do live video today. I'm doing a scheduled live video event on Wednesday with Eliza Broom Robinson, and I'll probably do another one on Friday for you to talk about this topic because there's a lot to it. Now, when I talk about quantum creation and how to source a new reality for the world, I'm talking about a shift in our relationship with consciousness, with the quantum field, with the universe, with source, with life on earth, with nature, earth, animals, and with ourselves as well. So there's so many pieces to it, and that's why I thought I'd do multiple videos to just kind of chat about it. Because what's happened with the shift in consciousness, quantum field, our relationship with the universe, I'll put that in one kind of ballpark altogether. So what's happened with that is that where 20, 25 years ago when I was first starting into all this stuff about consciousness, it was kind of like way up there somewhere. Like if you wanted to access consciousness, you really had to close your eyes and work hard to reach a higher vibration, a higher level of consciousness. And consciousness at the time occurred more like a kind of a static warehouse of knowledge, wisdom, information, understanding, etc. And so what's happened in the recent time, and I'm talking about this year, last year, maybe in the last three years, let's say, that's all changed. And it's changed because a whole bunch of us consciousness innovators have been doing a lot of work with it. So for me, what's happened is that consciousness and the quantum field and the universe not only have come present here on Earth, like right here, right with you. You don't have to work so hard to get to it anymore because it's all right here. But not only that, it's embedded in us. It's in the air we breathe. It's in the earth. So when I used to reach for genius ideas or stories or writing or new possibilities in the quantum field, which is another way of talking about consciousness, but a more active, popping, new possibility way of talking about consciousness. When I would reach for the quantum field, I would kind of have to go like this, and now it's just like there. It just flows through you. Now, part of that response is a lot of our willingness to expand beyond ourselves and to be able to connect with the field, the universe, consciousness, the quantum field, the force, source. There's so many names for it, and maybe it's all slightly nuanced as different things, but maybe it's just all one thing. And our willingness to not only super connect with that and have a relationship with that, but also to embody that. And that's been happening for a lot of us in the last year and a half, I would say. As consciousness innovators, we've now become what I call alchemists, ALLCHEMISTS. And the reason I call us alchemists is because we've developed a willingness to move beyond self to that expansive sense of allness. And then you become the field, you become the universe, you become the quantum creation. You become it, you become the world, you become it all. And you have this amazing superconscious connection to all life, to all the animals, to the earth. And I realize as I'm saying this, it might sound to some people like, oh, what on earth is she talking about? It might all sound like, what, weird and way out there. But it's the most practical, applicable thing you could possibly come across. So stick with me. Because what happens when you can let go of the identity, the boundaries of self, and you can take a delicious, delightful, ecstatic breath of life, you just fall in love with life and the earth and nature and the oceans and all of it. And that's easy, I think, for people to do. And then you just let go of the boundaries and you get a sense of becoming it all. And once you become it all, then you can feel the joy of creation, the movement of everything towards greater optimal outcomes for us all, the possibility of a new future in front of us. And that's when you become a true superconscious reality creator of life on planet Earth. Because from that place, you become an activator, actualizer of the quantum field of possibility. Hence, why I call it quantum creation. So, let's give it a go, shall we? So, let's just see what happens if we do that, okay? So, think of something you love. And you know, when you think of something you love, like, your insides just bubble up with a kind of effervescent, zinging burst of joy and happiness with life. And then you just take a deep breath and allow yourself to just almost kind of float, expand into becoming the all, the universe, the earth, you know, whatever you want, source, creator, all of it, life. And then from there you have a super conscious relationship with the quantum field of new possibilities, of genius ideas, of innovation, of whatever is waiting. You're starting to orient to what is waiting to become, what is wanting to come into reality. So now, if as the all, you make a connection with the quantum field of new possibilities, just waiting to come into being, and then you activate it. You can feel that rush, that where you loved life, and you could feel that rush coming up in you to exhilarate life, and it exhilarates the quantum field. It actualizes and activates those possibilities, and then you can feel them start to come towards you. It's like you become a magnet, a magnetizer of new possibilities, and they flow through you and they burst, you gift them out into life. It's a beautiful, energetic movement that's just such a beautiful thing. And then what you do from there, you don't have to know what it is as you're doing it, but what you do after you've brought it through. So let's do that. And today we're bringing through a conscious understanding of what it is to be a reality creator, a reality actualizer, of the kind of reality that we want to see now. That we want a world that is super connected with all life, with a real honoring of all life, with even to one another, with a sense of both deep and infinite understanding of why things happen and what they're for and how we can turn those out. And that also is a way of becoming a reality creator. Because once you understand why something is happening, you no longer exist in the chaos of it. You exist in the movement towards its potential. You become a source creator of its movement for its fulfillment rather than its chaotic disturbance. And I did a wonderful interview yesterday with a friend where we were talking about the article, the little post I wrote last week called Catastrophe or Transcendence, and where you could look at the world as like, what's happening? Or you could look at the world like, we got this, it's turning out, and we're sourcing a new reality for the world now, and we've got this. And then you take it into your life, but you also take it into the streaming reality of the world, the consciousness of the air we breathe, the super connectedness of us all, the super consciousness of us all, and the understanding, the infinite intelligence, the knowing that comes along with all of that, and how then the chaos dissolves and you step into a coherent reality of synergy, synchronicity, sourceness, where you are sourcing how the reality is going to turn out. You're putting grace into the chaos. You're putting gorgeousness into life, into new possibilities. So there you go. That's our start into quantum creation today. I tried to give it to you both in the wild newness and the practical application of it. So I'll be also doing, as I mentioned when I started the live, a joint live with Eliza Bloom Robinson on Wednesday at 5 p.m. UK, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And I'll probably do another live on Friday just to kind of wrap it up this week, talking about quantum reality and quantum creation and how to source a new reality for the world. Because I think it's just so important right now that we are able to move through this time with grace and understanding and kind of source power for life to be turning out wonderfully for us all. So that's it for today. Lots of love, everybody. Bye.